Eso.
Getting enough rest. What time you going to sleep at night? You need to put the phone down at this time, and just all that. Not really. Sometimes I'll go off of that, but.
Israel Madrimov. He is older than Canelo. He is coming up in weight. He is coming off a long layoff. I can't look at Canelo Williams' school.
Joe Rogan and Terence Crawford have reacted to Canelo Alvarez's intensive training film by underlining the necessity of balance, adding that while such dedication is commendable, dedication is impressive. When preparation for a big battle, mental, concentration and physical strength are equally important.
Physical training, your technical training, everything's got to come together.
Everything. But when you, and it's crazy because like in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
Canelo is seen displaying great resolve as he trains hard for his impending bout with Crawford. Additionally, his actions demonstrate dedication, indicating that he is ready for the big battle.
There's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, boom! Bro, he hits so hard.
Eso. Venga. 5, venga. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eso. Enjoy.
In anticipation of his impending fight with Terence Crawford, a lot of fans have switched their support to Canelo Alvarez after his recent victory over William Skull. They highlight Crawford's major drawbacks, including going up weight classes and being older than Canelo, while also pointing to Canelo's momentum and experience. Many in the boxing community think Crawford has an uphill struggle because of these circumstances.
Terence Crawford has had one fight above 147 pounds, and everyone, including Terence Crawford, will tell you that was not his finest performance against Israel Madrimov. He is older than Canelo. He is coming up in weight. He is coming off a long layoff. I can't look at Canelo Williams' school and say, you know what? Canelo is too far in a decline to beat Terence Crawford. Not until I've seen what Terence Crawford looks like at 168 pounds.
Yeah, same here. And even though we could see Canelo Alvarez diminishing, we're still going to favor him because he's been in there with the bigger, stronger men. Crawford's not going to be able to hurt him. Crawford will be able to pepper him up, win rounds. Like I tell you, I have an image of Canelo Alvarez after the fight. He's going to be bloodied and bruised because he's going to get pot-shotted. He's going to throw 2-3 punches, pepper him up, and then get an angle. Then once Canelo starts realizing I'm falling behind here or I'm getting hit too much, I got to do something great, that's when Crawford's going to have to get on his...
Crawford is unfazed by the criticism and worries. He views this fight with Canelo as a chance to push himself and dispel skeptics. Crawford claims that battling someone larger is nothing new to him. He is ready to disprove everyone and rise to the occasion since he thinks that abilities, heart, and desire can overcome physical differences.
That's a fight because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges. And I love the people that I hear them now. You're too little. Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big, this and that. I can hear it now. And that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jermell and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
Despite recognizing the glaring disparity in weight between the two boxers, Rally Romero stated his support for Crawford. Romero expressed his hope that Crawford will pull off the upset, saying he believes that Crawford has a unique talent to overcome Canelo. He added that while size does matter in boxing, one should not undervalue Crawford's skill and determination.
Canelo. I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Really? Yeah?
Now, I'll tell you like this, I mean, the weight division things, but I hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Why do you want to see Crawford beat the ish out of Canelo?
I just hope Crawford beats the shit out of him.
Why? Like Canelo, is it because of the last fight? Like you haven't been a fan of Canelo, or like why? Like you like Crawford that much? Sip your coffee.
What Canelo did on that day was disrespectful to boxing. It was just simply disrespectful to boxing in every way. Canelo
Received a firm message from Crawford's coach that it would be a grave error to question Crawford's toughness. He highlighted Crawford's bravery and tenacity, implying that underestimating him could have unanticipated consequences in the ring. The coach's remarks brought to mind Crawford's resilience and track record of triumphing over hardship.
One thing about Crawford is he got guts. Them bums ain't have no guts. Them bums didn't want to win. Crawford want to win. That's it. It ain't about no belt. It ain't about nothing. You didn't sign the contract. We want to win, and he want to be the best, and he is the best. So that's what's going to be the difference. Crawford got guts. He got a fighting spirit. So when you see Crawford, he going to go in there and get busy with Canelo. Don't you even doubt that. You understand? You ain't never seen Crawford stay on the back foot in no fight in his life. You understand? He the type of guy to go get you. So expect him to go get him. We going to do everything we can to him. We going to do whatever we got to do. But one thing you can expect is Crawford is going to step to him. Because you can't beat Canelo going on the back foot forever. You got to go get him. You got to do something. And he better.
Antonio Gates, a former NFL standout, voiced faith in Crawford's strength and skill set, despite the weight differential receiving a lot of attention. He maintained that Crawford can defeat because of his technique and ring IQ. Canelo Gates even went so far as to declare Crawford the world's best boxer and said he will win.
Terence Crawford, Canelo.
Yeah, I believe Terence Crawford is going to be in top shape, and I believe he's good enough to outpoint Canelo. But I believe the power would be a challenge, if you will. So I'm going to say Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Because I think Terence Crawford is the best boxer in the world.
You got Bud Crawford and Canelo. They're slated to fight in September.
It's going to be an interesting fight. Honestly, it's kind of 50-50 in my opinion. Obviously, Canelo's got the weight and natural size advantage, but Bud's very technically skilled and sharp. Yeah. So it's going to be a good fight.
As the excitement mounted, Canelo said, "You never know. Maybe one day I wake up and want to fight that guy." He also acknowledged Crawford's achievements and left the fight open. This declaration preserved Canelo's standing as one of the sport's best fighters while demonstrating his calm confidence and regard for his opponent.
I fight with everybody, with every champion, with all the best out there, and when somebody approach you like that and call you out like that, you don't need to give them money. So, and like I say, I can do whatever I want now, and just I don't like that way he approached.
Do you think Terence Crawford is approaching you in the proper way?
I think he's wanted the fight and doing respectful. I want Canelo. No, nothing bad, saying bad things about me or whatever. No, but like I say, you never know too. Maybe someday I wake up and I say I want to beat that guy, right?
Yeah, and look, you've earned this. You've earned this right. Yeah. With all you've done for the sport, you're the face of boxing. There's no question about that. Yeah. And I understand you've earned this respect. So you give respect for everyone. You're a respectful guy, and you want respect back.
Yeah. I always respect my opponents.
Shakur Stevenson recently shared his thoughts on a potential matchup between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, emphasizing that in boxing, skills outweigh size. He confidently believes Crawford has the tools to overcome Canelo, citing his extraordinary skill set as the deciding factor. According to Stevenson, Crawford's ability and ring IQ could neutralize any physical disadvantages he might face. "I think skills pay the bills," Stevenson said. "People keep saying, he's too small, but I don't think he's as small as they think." Crawford cuts weight to fight at 147 or 154. If you see him in person, you wouldn't believe he makes those weights. He looks way bigger and more solid. I told someone the other day, if he fights Canelo, he might get on the scale around 166 or 167 and still look shredded. He won't look bloated or out of shape. He'll look like a strong, ready Crawford. Stevenson also praised Crawford's influence on his own development as a fighter. "I'm this good because of Bud," he said. "Over the years, just being around him, watching how he moves, how he trains, even outside the ring, it's helped me grow. Watching his sparring sessions, seeing his intensity during camp, I owe Bud a lot. He's one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. He's been consistent in his belief that Crawford could beat Canelo, even before the idea of the fight became serious. I said it right after Crawford's last fight," Stevenson recalled. "I think Crawford beats him." In the end, Stevenson remains firm in his stance. Despite public doubt about Crawford's size, it's his elite skill level that will be the key. For Stevenson, Terence Crawford has what it takes to beat Canelo, no question about it.
I'm like this nice because of Bud. Like, me truthfully, like, I done got better through the years. Like, not even just being in the ring with him, but even being outside the ring.
Get it.
Watching his demeanor, watching what he doing in his sparring, watching his training camp, how hard he trained. Like, dog, I owe Bud a lot, so I never even talk about too much sparring.
Yeah, I got you.
Shakur, everybody just keeps saying, bro, he lighting the ass, the weight. I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
what do you
but
say about that?
I think skills pay the bills.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's not as little as people think. Like, people think he like very small.
He cut weight to get to 147, 154.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not as small as like people think. It's just he look like it.
Yeah.
So like if you see him
in person
and he get on a scale or something, you wouldn't believe that's his weight.
I told somebody the other day, he might get on the scale weighing like 166, 167 fighting Canelo, and people wouldn't believe how ripped up and cut up he'll still look. He won't look like he's overweight Terence Crawford. He gonna look like a solid Terence Crawford.
I think he beat Canelo though. I've been saying, I remember when he fought when they fought. Go watch an interview after the fight. I literally said I think Terence Crawford would beat Canelo.
Terence Crawford's dedication has been evident throughout his training camp, particularly during leg day practices, in order to develop his explosive.
I'm going with Terence Crawford. You know, big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. You know, it ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can.
Strength and balance. He has been observed pushing through resistance-based activities such as lunges and squats. Given the difficulty Crawford faces in Canelo, this focus on physical conditioning demonstrates how seriously he is preparing.
After really the Triple G fight is when we've seen the slippage on Canelo. And over the last 2 years, it's been immediately apparent. It's been apparent straight away over the last 2 years. Canelo's feet have always been slow. He's always been very slow-footed. So when people are saying, oh, it looks like his legs are slowing down, yeah, they are. They've never been quick, but now they're even slower, which is a problem. And Jim Lampley on commentary on Friday Night Show was saying that one of Canelo's biggest strengths is his legs. It generates power and it helps with his punch resistance. Well, those legs are sliding and that power is diminishing. Canelo hasn't had a stoppage win now since he knocked out Plant in 2021. And yeah, he's dropped some of these guys, not been able to go through the gears. His gas tank, you can put that into question as well. And Canelo Alvarez, come July, be 35 years old. So he is, look, Canelo's been around so long and his real prime was in his mid-20s. So we associate Canelo, mid-20s to early 30s. So we kind of associate Canelo with that. I don't want to say ever young, but you know, he is still young, just not in boxing senses. But he's been around so long 20 years a pro, and he's been at world levels for probably 15 of those, you're going to expect some slippage. And I think in this fight, an opponent, it was very negative, yes, but an opponent who Canelo Alvarez of 5 years ago would have handled.
Andre Ward, a former world champion, has openly backed Crawford's prospects in spite of the weight issues.
I'm not even a fan of that fight. They're too many weight classes apart. And although the skills, Crawford is one of the best fighters that I've seen. Now, Canelo is, fighting at 168. Crawford just moved up to 154, and he had some trouble with that in that fight. Now, where do you plan on going? 164, 65, 66? Canelo ain't gonna come down to 160.
Yeah,
Canelo ain't gonna come down, maybe 166 max if he accepts. I think Canelo wins that fight based on just the size. Crawford's a better skilled fighter, but the difference in size will be the deciding factor, and that's why I'm not even a fan of that fight. I think Crawford has accomplished everything he had to accomplish from 140, 147, now 154. That's even greater for him. He wants to do something, collect belts at 154, he can attempt that. But there's no money in that compared to the Canelo fight. And Canelo is trying to fight other guys, and at that point it's more of a big fight, for the money that's gonna generate. But as a fight fan, I'm not really a fan of that matchmaking. I'd rather see Canelo move up and fight somebody like Bitterbeef or Revolt again. If he wanted to challenge himself, move up to 175 again, and challenge himself against those guys.
He said that Crawford is more than capable of defeating Canelo because of his boxing intellect, flexibility, and mental toughness. Ward emphasized that in boxing, mental preparation can often outweigh physical attributes.
And it left us with the question, how much does Canelo actually have left in his pro career? The fight was finished, and then they brought Terence Crawford in the ring to announce that mega fight in September, and that leaves me with even more questions, and thank God they did that, because actually it gives us a few interesting talking points from this. Enough left. Well, you could argue Canelo got it tactically wrong tonight, because I just don't understand why he didn't use his jab more. I understand that he was conserving energy, he was patient, he was taking it slow. He doesn't lead off with the jab much anymore, Canelo. But really, the jab helps you bring your feet closer and bring them into range. So I don't understand why he wasn't jabbing more. He can't use that much extra energy for him to not be able to use his lead hand just a bit more in that fight. So that was a bit concerning. And you could maybe argue that he knows Crawford's ringside. He knows the fight is done for September. He maybe doesn't want to show him too much, or he wants to give him maybe false confidence or false hope. I don't think that's the case. I think you get rid of Skull if you can. And I'm just not sure Canelo is able to do it anymore at that level. Definitely good enough to beat a guy like Skull. Skull was clearly terrified of the power, but, what does this mean for a fight like Crawford? Well, the first thing I noticed was in the face-off, and I'm sure Crawford was wearing quite thick-soled trainers, as he quite often does, but the size difference didn't look that bad. It really didn't. You
understand me? You see what that say? Jermell Charlo is the WBA junior middleweight champion in recess. Jermell Charlo is the WBC junior middleweight champion in recess. Nah, man. Virgil Ortiz Jr. is the WBC intern junior middleweight champion. Nah, man. So make it make sense. People got to make it make sense. Charlo's still a big dog there. Yeah, that's my camera behind me. Charlo's still a big dog there. So a lot of people need to get their facts straight. Understand? Opinions don't matter. It's all facts. No opinions. Sport podcast. And I'm always going to bring you the real, never the fake. And I'm never late on the news. You hear me? Get at me, man.
Be great. That'll be 3 times. If you go 154 and win the belt, that's 3 times super. Then I said, chase super greatness. Come on, Canelo. 160.
Well, if he can get in there with Charlo in like his next 2 fights where he still got age on his side, then maybe go up again. Like if he's trying to chase the greatness. But I mean, he already done something that's never been done. Charlo don't want none of that.